4, 3, 2, 1. I'm inviting you to a very unusual game of hide and seek. To win, you have to find the best hidden insect. Come with me. The game is much harder than it looks because the insects are so subtle. For insects and their predators, this is a deadly game with no holds barred. There is an insect right here. Go ahead, see if you can find it. You give up? Well, there it is. Many of these insects have become masters of illusion and deception. Today, these fantastic impersonators invite us to a masquerade in the mysterious cloud forest of Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a paradise for anyone interested in nature. National parks and protected areas cover more than 27% of the territory. 12 different types of rainforest are found here. But the one I prefer is the magnificent cloud forest surrounding the small community of Monteverde. This rich ecosystem is nestled in the foothills of the Cordillera de Tilarán at an altitude of between 4,000 and 6,000 feet. The vegetation is especially lush since it is constantly steeped in a heavy, moist fog. More than 3,000 species of plants have been recorded in this area. As you can imagine, with all these micro-habitats, the insects are spectacular. We may be investigating camouflage and mimicry, but our labmobile is anything but invisible. After a few days of exploration, I'm bringing my apprentice entomologist back to the Monteverde Community Arts Center. My young researchers have left the forest's incredible living laboratory, their heads brimming with ideas. They are going to create masks based on mimicking insects. This first one shows us the simplest tactic used to deceive predators, fading into the background. To begin with, the insects blend in with the colors most commonly found in nature: brown, black, and especially leaf green. From there, the disguises are customized. The stripes on these moths mimic the roughness and texture of tree trunks. This katydid is disguised as a piece of bark covered with lichen. Thanks to its stretched limbs, this thick insect looks like just another branch in the bush.
But camouflage is only one line of defense.
The wings of this butterfly are decorated with tiny targets which, believe it or not, catch the attention of birds. A suicide tactic? On the contrary. A predator is more apt to go for the black rings on the wing edges than such vital parts as the head or body. Even with a damaged wing, the butterfly will still be able to escape and fly away. Just look at the beak marks on the wings of this old-timer. Other butterflies are more misleading. On landing, this tickler quickly makes a 180-degree turn. At the tips of its hind wings, this butterfly has a false head that is much more attractive than its real one. A bird swooping down on this butterfly usually strikes at the false head first. Not only does it come up empty, the butterfly seems to fly off backwards. Proof again that two heads are better than one. Studies have shown that birds panic when presented with a cardboard displaying two large eyes. Naturally, insects have turned this weakness to their advantage. Butterflies are masters when it comes to confusing predators with this ruse. Something creates an even greater shock effect than big eyes. A snake. The mere sight of these reptiles makes many animals, including birds and humans, feel uneasy. Some insects are very good at exploiting this innate fear. The elongated shape of the caterpillar makes this disguise a natural. This one even has the same colors as a coral snake. It's an excellent choice because it's been proven that even birds raised in laboratories react nervously when they see these colors. Most caterpillars, though, only mimic the snake's head. As a rule, the triangular shape, the bright eyes, and reptilian scales are very convincing. Sometimes, tiny hairs even imitate a snake's flickering tongue. You must find my tent a bit weird, but in fact, it's a malaise trap specially designed to catch flying insects like wasps. We'll come back in a few hours to see what we caught. For a disguise to instill fear, it has to be modeled on something frightening or dangerous. Like the wasp. There are over 20,000 species of wasps in Costa Rica. Only about 100 of them are mimicked by other insects. Of course, those are the most frightening.
Haha! We've got lots of contenders for our look-alike contest.
Syrphids or flower flies are unquestionably the most talented wasp and bee mimics. Their disguise is almost perfect, except that flies have 2 wings and wasps have 4. Some mimics have another problem. Wasps have long, black antennae, whereas flies have fine, short ones. Stilt-legged flies solve this dilemma by using their long front legs. They simply wave them about like antennae. Masquerading as a wasp is so successful that even moths get in on the act. As you can see, the costume could not be more realistic. Unlike most butterflies, this one's wings are transparent with no colored scales. And the markings on its abdomen are similar to a wasp's. This black moth is imitating the formidable Pepsis wasp. This strange-looking bee is, in fact, an assassin bug, probably specializing in hunting bees. Even a prime predator of insects, like this mantis, will mimic a wasp to ward off birds. The mantis hides its long front legs so that it will look just like its model.
A harmless insect masquerading as a wasp will fool the animals which would otherwise eat it. But it also takes advantage of the wasp, letting it deal with dangerous predators. So the impersonator wins both ways.
But insects don't just imitate predators. Sometimes they imitate themselves. Anyone observing butterflies in Costa Rica would think that the most common is an orange species with black and white stripes. In fact, tiger-striped butterflies are not all exactly alike. Famous entomologists like Bates and Mueller soon discovered that these butterflies were extremely sophisticated at mimicking insects. But why would one butterfly want to imitate another?
Here in Costa Rica, it is believed that these flowers bring good luck. Strangely enough, it's a poisonous plant. But one thing is sure, some butterflies feel very lucky when they find one.
Itomids avidly seek these plants. They absorb the irritating substances that form as droplets on the surface of the leaves. This transforms their bodies into veritable poison pills. I will now put this chemical armor to the test.
It's your turn to face the dragon.
The lizard has recognized the colors of the itomid and knows from past experience that it is inedible. This is why some perfectly harmless butterflies imitate the itomid. Poisonous butterflies have everything to gain by making their colors noticeable. The most colorful of these little flying billboards live high up in the canopy, where I will finally get my chance to imitate a butterfly.
Very good imitation, except maybe for the color. Here, in the uppermost canopy, butterflies tend to be bright orange or red.
Mimicking butterflies have adjusted their colors and markings according to the altitude where they live in the forest. Since they live under the same lighting conditions, they have all evolved with the same pattern. At an altitude of about 80 feet, we mainly observe butterflies with blue wings and white stripes, like this Heliconius. It's the best way to stand out at this forest stratum. As I continue my descent, lighting conditions change. Between 6 and 20 feet, vividly colored butterflies gave way to more subdued tiger-striped varieties. But on the dark forest floor, it takes a special talent for a butterfly to blend in.
Butterflies that live here use a combination of camouflage and mimicry to better confuse predators. Here's their first secret weapon. Translucent wings.
These nearly invisible appendages make an almost perfect camouflage because we can see right through them. The second line of defense for these butterflies is mimicry and a chemical arsenal. Black wing edges remind predators that they are toxic. Truly a masterpiece of adaptability.
Each generation of mimicking insects tries to improve their disguise. Most of the time, it's only a slight difference of shape or color. But if it fools predators, then the game is won.
Hola, hermanos, hermanas, ¿cómo están?
But the amazing adaptability of insects does have its limits. That's why the children sell their masks and donate the proceeds to an organization dedicated to rainforest conservation. To preserve the forest's biodiversity, sometimes you have to put yourself in the place of an insect. Just like a magnificent sunset, insects are some of nature's most spectacular creations. Thanks to their ingenious survival tactics, these resilient little creatures will always be an important part of the web of life on our planet.